guys. So sorry for the inability to bring you guys the first game of tonight. We do have the scoreboard here for you guys to see. This is the first game that just finished off here in Group A or lobby A. The winners of the first game right here with 13 kills, knocked by play zone. Extremely well performed by them. Not with 5 kills. Mr. Jacob with 5 kills as well. With Ramses with just 3 kills. About 13 kills on their team. Really good performance by them. Also, Team T-Bag got way up there. Managed to get themselves only a 13th place though, but still 10 kills on their team as well. Second place coming in with just 4 kills and 7 kills make that for Butsman and their team. We will be able to bring you guys the hopefully bring you guys the second game of of today, or all fingers crossed. Holy Mary, full of grace, whatever you want to say. Hopefully we'll be able to bring you guys the second game of the day. As you guys might saw in the photo there, if you weren't aware already, the games today are being played on Miramar. For those of you who weren't aware, the super duper delicious desert map. Some people like it, some people don't like it. I mean, I personally find it rather delightful to play. I like the differentiating there is between the two maps as far as the circles, especially for a caster's perspective, because normally on a wrangle you will have, well, potential fights coming in early in the game, and then it's just going to be sporadic from there on. But pretty much you have a gap of 5, 7, 10 something, sometimes 15 minutes of pretty much nothing happening as far as action goes. And then with the circle 4, circle 5, everything just becomes clustered. Well, of course, depending on where the circle is, but everything just becoming clustered and completely impossible to keep a focus on what's going on because everybody just starts killing each other. I feel that with Miramar, because first of all, because of the size of the map, I mean, it seems kind of ironic, but because of the size of the map, people seem to somehow run into each other earlier, just because there are, to a certain extent, fewer cities worth looting. I gotta tell you guys that for this map especially, we have, I believe, 1.2 scopes, 1.2 times scopes as the server setting, and I believe also, is it 1.5 or 1.7? I might be 1.7. Just have to go in here, and no, it's just 1.5. So same setup as far as ARs and drops goes, but more scopes for the people here. It is a larger map. You I mean, the plains here in Miramar are not as flat as on the wrangle. So even though you're out in the open, majority of the time you'll have a ridge or something to hide behind. But as we saw there, first game of the day being won in group number in lobby A, make that being won by knocked by the play zone. We're just getting the green lights from the admin, and hopefully I'll be able to connect to the game. I don't know, sometimes it happens, probably happens to you guys as well. When you're doing custom games, it just, I don't know why it does that, but sometimes the game can be live and I will still be sitting here, or you'll still, if it happens to you, just be sitting there in the lobby going, oh wait, did the game start? Because I'm not in it. But hopefully, it happened the first, it worked, and there we go. We're gonna be able to get in the game. Thank God. Hopefully we won't have to remake or anything. So as I told you guys earlier, the if you guys didn't notice, I'll just have to answer that real quick. There you go. If you guys didn't notice, you haven't played since the last patch came out yesterday. What has happened is that the spawns for the countdown, I mean, when you join the server at first, it's somewhat sporadic. It could be all over the place. When we went here before, we had people in graveyard and we had people in junkyard. Now it looks like people are making their archaeological exhibitions up here in, or exhibitions, I guess you should say, explorations up here in ruins in the northern part of the map. I mean, I think I've only actually been up here once. That was just because like one of the first times in this map I had to see every single place of the map just because, you know, gotta explore. here in the beginning, and Latriella, the if I could just go there real quick, thank you, game. Latriella, the the second portion of players, and then of course you have people down in the bottom part, down by prison as well. The regular, I guess you should say, spawn point for people. For those of you guys just tuning in, this is the second game of today. Unfortunately, we were not able to. I'll just tell you guys. There we go. Now the chat knows. So for those of you guys who just tuned in, this is the second game of Group A. The first game was won by Knock by Play, so impressive performance by them. I cannot really give you any game details as I was not able to watch the game, but here we go. Second game of the day. We'll treat it as if it was game number one. There we go, bringing you guys the map. Just gonna come right over military base here. Most likely gonna be able to fly pretty much anywhere. Probably not gonna go Porto Paraiso. Porto Paraíso. I don't know if you're supposed to say it with Spanish accent or not, but most likely won't be able to fly all the way down there. Don't know why you would either way. Of course, depending on the zone. Even prison could you go to? Probably Los Leones gonna be in there. Gonna be exciting to see. I've not casted a whole bunch of Mirror, just a bit, but the way that people think with places like military base and stuff like that on an angle, it's the same with Picado and Hacienda and stuff. Gonna be exciting to see if teams are actually going to drop there, knowing that when you play going up towards La Copreria, I don't know, my Spanish is not that good. El Pozo, two teams as well. We will have Blessed by RNG up against Force. Gonna run into each other eventually up in El Pozo. Other than that, not that many people close to each other. Do you have Team 21 being House of Nobles up against Prosecco Stadl. Gonna run into each other at some point soon as well. Other than that, not a lot of teams that close here. Oh, we do have actually two more teams here. That's what I was gonna say earlier. Despite the size of the map, the amount of cities is actually, I believe, the same or fewer than on Erangel. So you'll have teams run into each other more often despite the big size of them. You have players running down towards Los Leones now, gonna run into each other eventually. But let's just go and see here if these guys are gonna close into one another. Should be doing just that in a few moments from now. It looks like Vanity coming up with the shotgun. Daniel with the Winchester, another weapon you see a lot of times, obviously because it's only available on this map. But it will be fun to see if we get some Winchester kills in here. Looks like he had swapped it for the shotgun though, so most likely not gonna happen here coming in first time around in this one. So Vanity, sort of just running around here checking the perimeter, somewhat isolated from his teammates that are still looting up the big building here in the bottom part. He does have an AK though, so easily outgunning. Oh, PJ the DJ, I notice you being knocked from falling. I do not want to find you anywhere near a motorbike, so I will not fly to you. I have a tendency of when I see people get knocked, I'll see if I can find them, and then if they have a bike close to them, that'll yeah. That's another thing, guys, especially for Miramar. The majority of players, at least I've seen in the higher scene or higher level games, they will stick to stick to vehicles they can drive around. But first off, here we have one person down, like two people down already for Millennium. THC and Zico, only guys remaining. Snoopy just exactly getting away with a little less than half HP. Will be able to most likely find some time to get some. No, wait, they only. Oh wait, so one person didn't connect, I guess, from Millennium, because there are only two guys in their team now, and they because they took out Snoopy took out one. So THC and Sicko, only remaining 2 guys on their team, will have to square up against the 4 guys in Team Groupie that are slowly but steadily making their way over towards Sicko, just hiding here behind the wall, trying to see if he can spot people on the other side. Not quite able to do just that right now. Snoopy as well, trying to see if he can gather some information over around the other corner. Shade in the meantime actually pushing around the back here, seeing if he can flank, find a good position over towards these guys. Might be able to actually spot some people out here. Does decide to run all the way around the back though, so it could be working in the favor of Sega. But of course you don't want THC to hear him. Might have heard him coming around the corner here though. THC gonna be waiting around the corner, gonna spot him there as well. Hits him twice, hits him 3 times. Sicko actually getting the knock on both of those guys. So THC, not even the guy knocking him down, might be just going to finish him there. And there you go, THC getting the knock. Sicko getting the knock on Zerong. So Snoopy actually all by himself now. Just hiding upstairs. No helmet for Sicko. Not a lot of HP for Snoopy. Doesn't look like he have any meds either. So needs to play it safe. Not quite sure where the remaining teammate is. Pia something is all the way on the other side. He's running all that he can, trying to get over towards his teammates. But Sicko and or Cisco, I guess his name should be, and GHC doing everything they can to hold the perimeter here as Pia Minota is closing in on them. So did manage to get Zerong up back on his feet. Just trying to get away. They know that they're not in a favorable position at this point. Just exactly getting around the corner, but they have been hurt here. Pia, no helmet and no vest, so despite being able to might spot a person off guard or catch a person off guard, could potentially be downgunned real fast if THC does manage to land some shots with the UMP. They're making a whole lot of noise though, that's for sure. Zerong spotting him over there around the corner. Does have level 3 helmet and level 2 vest to his favor though, so that should at least keep him alive for a little longer than some of the other guys would be able to, as far as vision goes. Oh, Zerong getting the knock onto Pia, so there you go. No pushing around the corner for him. That flank has been potentially eliminated, at least for now. In the meantime, a lot of other fights going on at the same time, and we'll try to cover as much of these ones for you as well. Snoopy just getting him in the door there. That should be the clue for THC to push along. Ooh, might have spotted one. They're actually coming around the corner just again. Zerong getting the knock onto THC. One person remaining now only for Sesko. He has barely any HP, no meds for him either. So he will need to do something. I think he probably should just get away from here. He knows that he's up in a potential 1v3 if he does not get THC up on his feet. And in the meantime, the guys from Sped Gaming are making their way over towards them as well. So this is a dire situation for the guys from Millennium. They need to get out of here, and they need to get out of here fast, as the guys from Groupie are, well, pretty quickly actually making their way over towards them. Does manage to spot one there. Snoopy getting knocked by Sicko. Getting knocked there as well. Sicko getting taken out by Pia. So one person remaining, THC from their team. He needs to somehow, I mean, they are getting timing to rescue. They have been so fortunate to get all the way. Actually spots one, gets one person down, getting the 2, getting a 3rd down as well. THC getting a triple kill in there and will be able to resurrect Sesko as well. Holy moly, the power of the UMP. But here you have Pierre. He could potentially come in and ruin this. He saw the action. He knows that a lot of fighting happened. Either somebody will be looting or they will be resting. He's pushing in at the exact right time. But THC getting back on, or getting his teammate back on his feet. Holy cow, that was an impressive spray transfer and spray down from THC, taking out the entirety of Team Groupie. Pierre coming here though, trying to see if he can find the action. I mean, he knows that people have fought. He knows the Vest and Kevlar situation might be sloppy from some of these teams, but I'm sure that both Sesko and THC has heard what's going on around them. The question is, will they be able to spot him as well? Barely any HP remaining, and there you go. Sesko knockdown will be finished off if it doesn't get him knocked. Oh, don't crawl around too much, my friend. You barely have any HP remaining. Actually, is he still resting him? Nope. Oh, and there you have it. Pierre getting the double kill onto THC. That's Millennium out as 18th team in this one. So just the second team to be taken out of this one will not be good for them, despite getting that amazing triple spray down from THC. So the first zone has been popped. Will be the top northwestern corner of the map. So a lot of teams. Team number 8 here, M19. And all the other guys will need to make quite a ways up towards the zone. We do have a lot of teams already inside the zone, but still in the meantime, getting the knock and finish also both Skilly and Checkers. So Wii Sports, good job by Steel getting those 2 kills. Actually, it's unique finish, getting the kills. Steel just finishing them off their zone. It's going to be moving in as we speak. As we talked about before, this map, the size of it, if you do not have a car early on, you could be in for a long one if you need to or want to make your way all the way to the zone. Botsman still just chilling out here, looting up the remainder of Picado. Ooh, potential car crash here. Might not take the shot towards the guys. Decides not to. Maybe that's the wiser choice in the end. Just place it safe. Rather know the location and stay alive and not give up your own. That's a wise choice, because you did have Shorshi from Team Prosecco startled the guys they potentially could have fought up against in Picado, but actually did not end up happening there. The Picado, I mean, the size of the city is rather small, so somewhat surprising to see that they managed to get out all 4 people still alive. Yearman and the guys from Team Show Rage. In the meantime, though, having found the guys from, I believe that to be Team Expert down in the other corner of the road here. Just a road standoff between 2 teams. I'm trying to see if I can. There you go. Get their information up on the screen as well. So Team Expert having found themselves in I don't know if you can even call this a compound, just some small houses here. Rizzo trying to see if he can land some shots onto the guys with his SKS. Not quite happening though. In the meantime, taking some damage as well. So only level 1 vest for him could. I mean, that just makes the damage from these ARs that much worse. So they're sort of squaring off against one another, knowing where each other are. Probably won't face each other that much in our zone. It's going to be closing in, so it'll be exciting to see where the next zone brings us. Only one team in La Cobreria. La Cobreria. I don't know. I've seen that video on YouTube with the guy trying to pronounce all these places in American. I mean, he just probably sounds as Spanish as I do when I'm trying to pronounce this. Hopefully you guys can can accept it anyway though. So the crater up here, crater fields, just well, mainly just a crater, gonna be the center of the next circle. We do have Ramses, and the guys that won the last game will have to. Well, I guess the corner of San Martin is still inside the zone, but we'll eventually have to make their way somewhere. Team 22 and Team 20 still trying to see if they can land some shots down towards the other end of the road here. Not quite gonna happen at the moment though, as they're just, well, pretty much just letting them know that they're still there. Max and the guys from Team Rapace Gaming. I mean, when you're playing this map, all team names potentially look somewhat Spanish, and you have to pronounce them with a Spanish name. So I guess that makes sense. We do have Battleland coming up here around the corner, actually getting in his car, making a whole hell of a lot of noise. Scores, he could potentially avert that. The lead player taking a lot of fire now. Batulin taking a lot of fire as well. Will be able to get down around the corner. Will have to leave his car eventually, because only one more bullet should do it for him to be taken out, but might be able actually to get away from this one. Tom wanting to take some shots at him, but cannot do it because of the ridges and the cooped. Is that what you call it in English? Cooped? Like when you have this scenery and its ridges all over the place? I believe that's the formal name. So in a wrangle, this would probably just have been one flat field, but in this map, everything's small ups and downs, and just enough for him to get safely into cover with his car and his life still intact. So only 2 guys remaining on their team as far as I can see. But's been finally making his way in towards the zone. In the meantime, though, you do have the guys from Uninvited hearing a lot of cars, most likely close to them. At least the The airplane is helping them out a little bit. It will have the next drop coming in at some point. Actually gonna be all the way up in the top of the map, so so Sped Gaming gonna take full advantage of that. Will get the drop for themselves. Today saying nope, this car ain't going any further. Just making sure those wheels are out of air. As Batulin, he heard them earlier. Oh, actually might have spotted the guys from Team Loot Goblins down there as well. Just going over the top, saying, "Whoa, oh, nope, not going that direction. We're only 2 guys left on our team. We want to play shots up towards the guys from Force." Force just playing the rich up here, doing the smart thing, just waiting for the next zone to pop. They have their cars, they can always get around, and that's the thing with this map. I mean, in a wrangle, once you reach zone 3 or zone 4, you can pretty much just leave your car and so we can run the rest. We got plenty of cover. It's not that big. Even with zone 3 and 4, I mean, the damage is the same here, and even worse is that the size is that much bigger. So on the map, it might not look as bad, but when you actually have to run it, you just realize, oh my god, my character moves so slowly on the on the minimap, and that's, my friends, is because the size of the map has yeah, is bigger. Butsman still just run. I think he's been outside the zone for, well, the majority of the last at least 5 or 7 minutes. That's pretty impressive. Badlin had a hard time finding a compound earlier. Won't be able to get inside this one either. Does drive the what should we call it, the modern tank, at least the car in the game that's able to take the most shots before being blown up. Actually, be surprised to see or to know how many bullets it takes to take out this type of van, but does manage to get himself over the other side of the intersection. I was gonna say might be able to just sit here and wait for his team, but there's only him and Elite Player remaining, and Elite Player is nowhere near him. He's all the way over here, so he won't be able to push down to him, at least not without having to push through a whole lot of fighting before that. So most likely will not happen. Crater and the well, Crater Fields and the Crater once again inside the zone. So everybody, only 3 teams inside the zone as of yet. Spit Gaming moving up towards the zone as well. So everyone else, we have 14 teams needing to push in towards the zone, and this zone could very much be the death for a lot of teams. PJ, the DJ, fell off earlier. Only have right now. I'm not sure. Does he not have anything but a pistol? That's not very good. In the meantime, teams have found each other up here. Team 19 and Team 11. Team 11 being Loot Goblins and 19 being Prosecco have actually managed to find each other here. Maddie managing to find himself 2 kills. Imagine doing everything he can to get as far away as possible. Only guy remaining on his team, so wants to stay alive and be able to play for placements as well. Wise choice by him. Looks like team number 9 will be making them move down towards the zone, as well as it's only 25 seconds till the zone will be pushing in. Team number 9 uninvited also slowly and steadily making their way towards the zone as an elite player has a car, just playing it safe. Might be able to be pushed he can stay alive. Rams is coming around the corner trying to see if he can find a good angle onto these guys. Might be able to spot on spots. The first one gets Falk knocked, so 2 people still alive. Actually, 1 person is knocked already, so you only have 1 person on his feet. That takes a whole lot of damage. And there you go, Ramses on the kill on him as well. So 3 kills for Ramses in that fight, taking out their entire team. Really, really, really good job by him. So Sorrow dies as team number 15 in this fight. And so many fights going on right now. Team number 19 as well fighting off here. Team number 15. Ooh, small man have not no. Holy cow, that's one hell of a headshot. Scorsy taking out his team right there. I mean, normally I would probably just stick to the car, but of course if you have the, or stick to the scar, but I mean if you have the car aim of him, then why would you? Firix firing off 2 people actually dying to the zone. Pierre getting finished off there as well. So 3 people remaining from Spit Gaming. Ivy still making use of his M24, and there's just a lot of fighting going on at the same time right now. Yemen once again, Knock will be going down a lot faster. Pyrup trying to come around the corner here. Might be able to spot the guys from Team Expert once he gets up to the top, but he's going to potentially run into a 1v4. Not very optimal for him. Does spot them. Knocks one. Will be spotted here as well, though. Oh, and gets taken down there by Chris. Might be able to come to the rescue here, Urbanizer, but there's so many people over the edge here, and there you go. That's their team taken down and out of this one as well. Max trying to make his way up the hill. Ramses and their team just doing everything they can to stay alive over in their corner. So one person is knocked, will be able to be rest here. Norky is doing everything he can to get up the hill, but nope, not gonna happen either. Zone is gonna be pushing in just about 5 seconds from now. A lot of teams already in the zone, and a lot of teams has a long way to go. This zone is going to hurt quite a bit, so we'll be excited to see if they're going to be able to even make it over towards the zone and before they're done for. Because as I said before, despite it looking rather small on the map, the distances on this map are that much bigger. So gonna be exciting to see exactly how they're planning on doing this, because there's so many people covering so many areas right now. There's no way for you to go. 34 people still alive. Make that 33 potentially. Vanity taken down there, will be finished off as well. So Lix and Sunbird, only guys remaining on their team. Ramses in the meantime getting the knock onto Sonics from Team Expert. A lot of fighting still going on. Looks like Team 14 are sort of the gatekeepers for the crater area of this zone. Remy or Army trying to see if he can land some shots with this 8-time scope on his scar. Doesn't quite happen. I was still alive. Elite player as well, knocked from falling. I mean, I know that the velocity in these cities or in this map is a lot bigger than the other one, but that's like the 3rd person I've seen get knocked from falling. So hopefully these guys aren't just jumping down mountains. I don't know what's causing this, but not very optimal. Elite player getting taken down there as well. 8-time scope for Takudo, not very optimal. Hazard one gets or manages to help him out in the end there, actually getting the knock onto him. Takudo still with an 8 times on his AR. Not quite sure that's optimal for close range fighting, but looks like he will be switching that out as well. Daniel getting the 3rd kill as well onto the guys from Expert. So that's the entirety of Team Expert done for in this fight as well. Ivy outside the zone, not a whole lot for him to do. He has an awesome setup as far as loot goes, but still has quite a race to run. And team number 7 being blessed by RNG, they're going to be well inside the zone, living up to the name. Sunbird's going to be knocked. Flex is going to be knocked at eventually as well, and that's of course if he does manage to get inside the field. Does have the cornfield here, might be able to snake his way in to the zone, but no, will be taken out there. D's with 2 kills to his name will be adding 2, making that 3 kills for their team in Team Force. So 8 teams still alive. A lot of people running around up here. I was somehow still alive outside the zone. A new zone has been popped as well. It's gonna be the ridge. It's gonna be the mountain up here. Gonna be revealing you guys the zone. Looks like Ramses and those guys, they want to make sure that the bottom part of the map is, or at least the commercial side of the zone is somewhat safe before they decide to go up to the ridge. So we'll be pushing down here around the corner. Might have heard some suppressed shots from Blessed by RNG down here in the bottom part of the mountain, or well, I guess you should say bottom part of the zone. Haven't heard them. No, we'll be hearing them now though. But these getting the knock and the kill onto Ivel. That's really fortunate for them. A lot of people playing the top side here right now. Snus, was that his name? I don't even know. Snyros, sorry, Snus. Nesquik as well. Just staying alive down by the silos down here. In the meantime, though, you do have 2 guys. That's Taquito and it's Comiax. making their way over the hill. Might be able to spot this entire team force completely off guard. We'll have to wait and see how they play this one out. As the zone is pushing in, they will need to make a move. Looks like they're just playing it safe. Do not want to contest anything. No reason for them to go up in a potential 2v4 here. Do have Sadonic. Oh, they could have caught him. Medding might have to just chase him now, because these guys will be turning around, seeing if they can spot stuff. At some point, looks like they won't be seeing them, at least not for now. Nope, not spotting the backwards at all. Could be going into a dangerous situation themselves. Team 19 in the meantime, trying to see if they can land some shots over towards uninvited. Scores with 2 kills already, 4 kills for Daniel as well. So they got 8 kills on their team, being Prosecco. Prosecco sounds Italian. I'm not sure where they're from. Trying to see if he can land some shots. Doesn't quite happen though. In the meantime, Ramses gets the knock on to Snyros. Not as well. These guys have a really good position. They won the last game with 13 kills, and this could very well be one more for the books for them. A lot of players knocked. 3 people knocked from Team Blessed by RNG. Only Army remaining. Ramses, no helmet remaining for him either. Took a shot to the face with the car. Not really the situation you want to be in. In the meantime, though, team number 12 down here, RIP TPP, just playing it safe. They're just playing the riches here. No reason for them to play anything aggressive. But I mean, top of the hill, you wanna have the top 2 advantage. You wanna have the high point, at least in these situations. Much rather push downhill than push uphill. Hasa has been rested, so 2 people alive for team number 7. 18 people still alive, 6 teams remaining. Zone will be coming up in just a second. Ooh, do they? Hard time running through the fields here. Will be taken down by D's as well. Already 3 kills to his name. Will make that 4 kills to his name there. So Kenai doing everything he can to stay behind the screen just outside the next zone. So he will have to move at some point. Sasatsik already inside the zone. Mike Weeds as well inside the zone, just doing the prone down here, doing everything he can to stay alive for as long as possible. 6 teams still alive. Team number 12 also alive, but will have to make a move at some point. The guys from Knocked by Red Zone, or Knocked by Play Zone, that is. Of course, we don't have red zones in here. just seeing if they can spot people. They know that they spotted people earlier. Rams is trying to see if he can do something with his car and his 4 times. Not quite seeing anyone though. In the meantime, we do have Mr. Jacob with the 8 times on the car, trying to see if he can spot out the guys from RNG. Oh, blessed. Ooh, nice shot to the face from Neswick. That's the thing, we don't have a helmet. Those ARs, they do hurt quite a bit. But the bullseye might have heard what's going on underneath him. Actually, his attention is forced over towards the guys from Knocked, so might be able to get a good push on towards him here. Hasa comes over around the corner, might be spotted there, will be spotted there by God. Nice push around the corner though. Neswick gets the first one, gets the second one as well. So only 1 person remaining now from team number 7. Don't make that team number 14. Sadovnik getting the first one. D's coming around the corner. That was completely false information. Sadov getting the second knock as well. Will be taken down here in the end though. So now D's the only guy remaining on their team. Will be forced to push up around the corner. Hasa 1v1 with him. Will be taking him out there as well. 2 people has been rest from team number 7 though. Oh, and there you go. Taken out in the end. D's nice performance by him though, but not quite enough for him to stay alive. Will actually yeah, just exactly inside the next zone. So they will be able to get the rest up onto the remaining of their team. So 4 teams still alive. It's a 2v1, 2v2, v3v4, I guess that would be. Kenai trying to see if he can spot some people over up on the hill. Ooh, taking a few shots from the cars. Here, Zone is going to be pushing in. Guys from team number 12 pushing up the top. Chikudo trying to get around the corner, has been spotted though by the remaining guys from team number 7. Will be most likely, yeah, will be taken out there as well. So Takudo and Chromax taking out 3 teams remaining now. 4v3v2. Team number 5 pushing straight into the guys from team number 7. They do have the high ground. Let's see if they can use it to their advantage. Will be knocked out Nesquik by Mr. Jacob. Doesn't spot a nice transfer down there. Does manage to get him somehow in that one. Ooh, not takes a nice headshot to him there, but not quite enough. Rams is the only guy on his feet now from their team. Getting army. One guy remaining. That's Snyros from their team. Will be a 1v1. The winner of this one will be able to rest his teammate. Coming over the top, and there he goes. Snyros getting the kill. And Army getting the 3 others. So 11 kills for their team. And the thing is, he's in at 1v2 now. I mean, Sastic and Kenai, they've just been hiding down here, just waiting for these 2 outnumbering teams to push into each other, which fortunately happened. So now Snyros in a 1v2, and Sastic and his teammate, who were completely outnumbered early, does manage to get the kill. Kenai managing to get that one. So despite being able to deal a whole hell of a lot of damage, both by RNG, or blessed by RNG, and knocked by Playzone, neither of them managed to get the win. The win is going to go to Kenai and the guys from Uninvited. So really, really good job by them, managing somehow to stay alive till the very end and getting into a good 2v1 situation, which got them the win in the end. But look at this. Blessed by RNG, 3-9, make that 11 kills for them, 6 kills just for Ramses and those guys. But they did win the first game, so that should still keep them in a really good spot here. 9 kills for the guys down here, making it 7th place. And do we have anyone else mention worthy in this one? No, it doesn't look like it. A couple of 3-kill people here. 5 kills for Weeds as well. Really good job by him. That was the second game, guys, of Lobby A here in the Auzom Open Series. I will jump out of this one. I'll take a short break of let's say 8 minutes, and then we'll be ready with the third game in just a moment. I'll just set this up real quick. There we go, and we'll be ready with the third game in just a moment. There we go, guys. Back and ready to bring you guys the third and final game of today. Actually, unfortunately, we weren't able to bring you guys the first game. There's always some issues, I guess, in PUBG as far as games goes. I've yet to see the perfect game where nobody had issues with anything. It's unfortunate. I mean, players get disconnected sometimes, observers get disconnected sometimes the entire server crashes. I mean, a lot of things can happen, but hopefully, without jinxing anything, this game will be perfect. So what we've seen so far is game number one knocked by Playzone, ending up winning that one with 13 kills. Pretty good job by them. Game number two, they got themselves a third place, and we saw a lot of other good teams in game number two. We saw the second place team getting, what was that, 11 kills, I believe, in in that game. So really good job by Blessed by RNG as well. Had a really good position down in the crater down here. Really fortunate for them to play around so many zones down there. And Millennium getting knocked off early to the nade of Pierre. But really good job by THC before dying, getting that three-man spray transfer down. We will have to wait and see the next plane in second game. It came down just northeast to southwest, but this time around it's just going to be straight north to south. Gonna see a lot of people excited to see if any people actually does go military. I mean, the military base has a reputation on Erangel, but I don't see a whole lot of people actually playing around the military base up here. You can get some really nice loot, but I don't believe it's the same sort of always, well, not always, but oftentimes guaranteed level 3 loot that you have on Erangel. We'll have to wait and see. One team once again going over towards Hacienda. Two teams looks like actually maybe three teams going towards San Martin. Could be flying further. Yeah, it looks like they will be flying over towards El Pozo. Three teams as if it looks. Nope, looks like these guys, Quizzy and their company, will be will be will be squaring off as they notice other people going up here. But PJ the DJ and Millennium, their teams are both going over towards La Cobreria. Please correct me if I'm mentioning that wrong. Oh, you're not gonna do this. Hiding behind the tree. Wise choice by there, but there's so many potential people to hit with cars here. Looks like THC just gonna be playing it safe and going into the city to get looted up and still. Smart move on his part. Most likely will be able to find himself some good weapons before having to fight off people early, but these teams have landed well pretty much straight on each side of the road, so I guess it'll be a road war just going, we're the east coast, you're the west coast, come at us. Sort of a turf war, as you could say, taking control of each their side of the road. They will run into each other at some point soon. St. Martin looks like it has been all up for grabs for Not by Play Zone. They will have that to themselves. Picado, once again, two teams down here. It's the same teams as before. Prosecco up against House of Nobles. Last time around, they were able to, well, somehow all get out of there without taking any casualties. Not quite sure how that happened, but we'll have to see if that's going to happen again. Four teams looting up Los Leones. That could be dangerous, as well as to have to. Oh, they have the stone actually on the east side of the map, so that could be potential danger. Missed your shots. Happens from time to time. I mean, you cannot land all your shots. Gotta miss eventually, and from that distance, for on a moving vehicle, that's not easy. I like the spread of Team 22 House of Nobles. You have one person up in El Azar. No, that's not House of Nobles. Sorry, that's Team Expert. One person looting up. Up here you have Sonix just making sure that he's able to loot up the crossroads down here. And I don't even see you have two guys in water treatment as well. So smart to split up like that, but also quite dangerous considering that it's one of the few cities on the East Coast, El Azar. And fortunately for him, nobody else went there. But of course, they've had two other games to analyze from. They probably will know by now who likes to drop where at what point. But with the plane going straight and all three, you would have expected most likely have more teams to go down this way. But somehow managing to get the entire city to himself. Team 15 still just looting up here in the northern part of the map. The guys from Spit Gaming have the entirety of the northeastern. They pretty much have like one, maybe not one, maybe one eighth of the map to themselves as far as the area goes, like their territory. They can loot up as much as they want up here, but still four teams inside Los Leones. And I'm sorry for just going on the map as much as I am, guys, but I mean, there's not really. I mean, when people, I don't know if you guys just want to see people running around picking up items. I mean, I will gladly show that to you. I just find it more viewer friendly, I guess. To of course you could want to see how they're looting and and what doors they're opening, because I mean, especially in Erangel, just because it's a map that has existed for so long, you sort of have, like, if you go into this building, you know exactly in what order you're gonna loot it because all the buildings are the same. And I guess with this map being somewhat new, you're still running into buildings from time to time where you're like, oh wait, wait, okay, there's no door there. Oh wait, that's the exit and stuff like that. So you could potentially run into buildings that you wouldn't figure out how to get. But looks like Taquito, he should be quite satisfied with what he's got. He got a level 3 backpack. Does he have a 3 vest on as well? Nope, he does not. Does have the grocer though, so that's a good crate looted by him. Will be really fortunate for to have that in potential close quarter battles. They are well inside the zone, so no real hurry for them. But as far as looting goes, I mean, it's always somewhat difficult. I mean, Minas Generales, you have the entirety area over here. You also have Graveyards and Bandita. They're fortunate that they're alone because I don't believe that. I mean, for an entire squad, they should. Oh, I guess it should be enough. I mean, understanding the size of the map and that sometimes you need to look as far as you need to, I guess you should say. Running around the map like this without any scopes, that's just sad. So that has been notched up just or taken up just a notch, I guess you should say. And yet still ARs at 1.5, and also we're playing with the regular Auzom circles. Most of you guys probably know them by now. You can go onto Auzom's homepage and look up the difference between those zones and the regular zones. PJ the DJ trying to see if he can spot people here on the city. He has there to go to the other side of the road, but Rocket gonna be the guy taken down early in this one. Yuki saying, guys, you killed me off earlier. We had one disconnect earlier. We were down to 2 people within the first, I don't know, 30 seconds of the game. Not gonna happen this time around. Already better start to themselves than before, and unfortunately for Rocket, his teammates are nowhere to be found. They've already left. Smørblomman. Is that butter? But I don't even know. Oh, stand up down here. Team Expert taking out what looks to be Solar Ogre. Did manage to get a guy knocked with his car though, but not enough to wait. Looks to me like he knocked his teammate actually. I'm not sure. Rocket finished off there by Damien. So Azrael and Chris getting themselves 2 kills here early on, and really important for them to get the loot game going early, because once again they've only been able to loot water treatment. Don't really have, I mean, this entire area of Hacienda has been looted, so coming into the circle they won't have a whole lot of loot with them. We'll have to wait and see if they can get some good loot going for themselves coming into the late game, considering with the distances and amount of snipers and cars, not the cars like a vehicle, but the weapon car and minis, and just snipers in general. You need those level, well, potential level 3 helmets, but you need high tier gear, because the long range fights, they're gonna drag. I mean, if they drag on, you're gonna end up in the close quarter fights without any vest or without any helmet at all, and that's when you really feel the pain, when those headshots and ARs start doing damage. I don't know if you guys were aware, but I figured out not too long ago, but there's a mine down here. To a car and make his way to safety there. Team number 7 and team number 9 being blessed by RNG and uninvited. Could potentially be squaring off, but the other guys saying, nope, you guys can have the compound. We'll do something different. In the meantime, though, you have a lead player in their team. Could potentially run into Vicious the King. Whoa, might have spotted him there actually, but with the slow vehicle, not gonna be able to catch up to any of those guys. Does jump out though, trying to see if he can land some shots. No. Rethinks it and says, you know what, I'll rather save those bullets for later. They could come in handy later. Zone is pushing in, and so are the teams. Majority of the teams already inside the zone, or the new zone that is. Didn't see anyone drop these islands yet. Guys, is that a thing? You gotta tell me, in the Miramar Pro scene, is that a thing that teams drop like 2 and 2, drop these islands, and then, I don't know, play them? I haven't seen it. Again, I haven't seen that much pro scene on, come on, render buildings, please. Thank you. I haven't seen that many pro games on Miramar. Is that a thing that people will land out on those islands? Of course, depending on where the plane is. Ooh, Max getting the knock, and not even knock, just the explosion onto Trixie, so he's done for in this one. Also, Car taking a lot of damage down here. Team 14 taking a lot of fire from Blessed by RNG. Shaman already knocked out. Bullseye knocks out as well. These one of the only guys remaining on his team. The guys that came in, I believe, 3rd last game, or was it 4th? Force had a lot of kills. I believe 11 kills in their team last game. I'm mixing up things right now. Had a lot of kills on their team. Snipers pushing up, do have the smokes to the advantage. That nade could potentially be fatal. Will be coming in right around the corner. Oh, and that's a great placed nade by Snipers. You've seen 2 extremely well thrown nades here. These will be able to get that one rest down, but it's going to be really difficult for him to get out of this one alive. There are 2 guys down inside the back of this truck. Might be some guy there. Yeah, they know exactly where they are now. So 2 up against 4. Gonna be extremely hard for him to do anything here. Gets the first one there in as quick. Oh, smart play by Snyrus. Does manage to spot the first one, stops the second, and taken down there in the end. Actually, Hazard 1 going to be the one to get the kill all the way from back there. I did notice 2 guys getting knocked potentially from motorbikes. I don't even want to see it. But in the meantime, we have the guys from Spit Gaming taking on actually quite long range fight going on. I don't know why. Oh, that's why. There was buildings. I was gonna say why he doesn't shoot towards the other guys there in the open, but I guess that makes sense. Sense. So once again, the guys from Millennium finding themselves in horrible positions. THC, the only guy able to get off this one alive, only managing to get one kill, and that's Yuki managing to find that one kill. So gonna be really tricky for him once again. We'll have to just play the waiting game. Need to just play the zone. He is inside the next zone, so fortunate for him. Next zone is going to be up around Asahar, I guess it's called. Dicer trying to see if he can land some shots down towards the guys that are pretty much just convoying their way down to safety. Do we have a fight going on down here in the beach? Pokemolody? I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing these names wrong, guys. I'm doing my best here. I guess it's up for grabs, what you call it, people. But Poker trying to see if he can land some shots onto Checkers. Does manage to hit him once, looks like. Wheat's trying to get around the corner. Wheat with 5 kills last game. Ooh, nice shooting coming in from the guys down here as well. Taking a lot of fire actually now from is that down here? No, where are they taking fire from? Who is landing those shots? Is that Max from all the way down here? Does have a 4 times. It could potentially be him actually firing away and lighting up these guys up here from team number 4 being Groupie. They are doing everything they can to get away. As far as I can see, the only 3 guys remaining on their team. Not quite sure where their third member is at this point. And meanwhile, Tom and his teammates trying to see if they can land some shots towards the guys from Sorrow. Not in the meantime getting 2 knocks there. That's not the fight that we're covering. Vicious the King and Jokey hiding behind the hay balls down here, doing everything they can to stay alive. Snoopy with the double kill car explosion. Jacob getting the finish and Ramses getting the finish onto Rock Cutie. So not a lot for them to do. Jokey getting the knock and the finish actually onto Daniel. So that's one guy remember less on their team. Oh, not sure what happening here. Tom getting knocked there as well. So nobody remaining to help them from their team. Team 19, their last teammates, Scorsy and Maddie, are so far away. No way they're going to be able to do anything as far as cover fire for their teammates. In the meantime, Nicer Dicer does everything he can to see if he can land shots way across the field. Does not really connect any of those though. But PJ the DJ doing everything he can, tries to get away on his buggy. One wheel down, needs to make a run for it, doesn't manage to have it. In the end, gets blown up there by Stamps. No way for him to escape that one. Constantine, in the meantime, trying to see if he can land some shots down towards the guys from Team 12 down here as they're making their way over to across the ridge. Butsman already taken down as he was pushing them from Team 21, but that's not even the fight. There's so many people shooting across this field at one another. Team number 9 doing what they can. Team number 7, Blitzbot RNG, trying to see if they can land some shots with their cars. As well, Nesric in a good position down here on by the ridge. Only has what, as far as I can see, yeah, only has a red dot to work with. So not very optimal for long range fighting, but does everything he can to deal some damage down there as well. Jokey finally getting inside the zone as it is shrinking. Cam somehow still alive, is miles outside the zone. But again, guys, that's what we were talking about earlier. You need vehicles in this map. It's pretty much make or break. If you do not have a vehicle and you're unfortunate with the zone, it's not just like the old map where you could run the majority of the time. This map is so unforgiving for the people without wheels. Scorsy inside this zone will be forced to move inside the next one eventually. Team Expert, one of the teams that actually found themselves a really good position inside the zone. But coming up here, Team Pet pushing up towards the guys from Show Rage. First line of defense is going to be up here. Going to be having the first knock. Actually, not even knocked down yet. Wow, that's a lot of missed fire. Yeah, man, trying to see if he can land one. Actually, they do get a little fix here in the end. We'll be finishing him off as well. Pierre finish off with a nade just after. So at least getting a game there. Getting a kill there as well. Pyrup trying to see if he can spot some people down here. GHC not wanting. He probably had hope that he could play this one by himself. Pyrup taken down in the end by by Ivel, the guy that we saw last game, rocking that M24 to such a good use. I think he had, what was it, 5 kills? 6 kills? Where the majority of those were with the M24 last game. So really good job by him. But the THC doing everything he can to keep the Millennium Dream alive in this game. Does not want to take part of any of this, and could potentially get a good position onto some of these guys, but doesn't want to do it. Yearman making a run for it. Urbanizer. Oh, nice peek by Ivel. Does manage to spot him there. Only gets a shot to the chest though on towards Urbanizer. Always with the flank, could potentially come up here and disrupt these guys, but does decide to hide down here behind the hides down here behind the rock. Does not want to push around the corner alone. They do not know how many. Well, I guess they should know how many they're up against, considering that they killed 2 of the guys. True gets knocked. Ramses gets the finish up onto Cam, who was outside the zone. Urbanizer finally taken down by that nade. That tree could only defend him for so long. So 2 against 2. Olis and Yearman up against Felix and Ivel. Felix with the flank, going to be coming up over the top here. Might have seen Yearman down across the ridge down there. Does not manage to land any shots with his red dot though. Should be seeing him now. Yep, does see him take some fire as well, but only has the AK for long range. Not really optimal for him to try and see if he can land long range shots. Yearman down to low HP though, will have to heal him. This should be the situation that Olis should use to push this one, but doesn't decide to actually get a knock there in the end by none of these guys. I don't even know. That was a guy from across the field that got the knock onto Yearman. Really unfortunate for their team, but Olis only guy on his feet now. Does have 2 knocked people, or knocked teammates. So if he could potentially get the guys from Spit finished off quickly, which is unlikely, but of course could happen, then he could technically get the rest onto both of his teammates. I do not see how it should happen though, especially not if he doesn't dare to push away from this rock. Of course he doesn't know where his enemies are, so will be forced to play this one real safe. Team number 18, Wii Sports, pushing up against the, I believe, current leaders of today's games in knocked by play, so winning the first and getting third and second game. Ooh, a lot of damage being done. Ramses getting the knock onto Falk with his last bullet in the magazine. Timopie getting over the hill, and not sure if Ramses noticed that he does have a nice position down here in the bottom. If he could come up and get a good flank onto these guys, could be dead. None of them have seen him. Might have seen him now, but could be too little, too late. Nope, they haven't seen him. 1 nade could, I believe, make this a triple kill, maybe even a quad kill. If you could place this nade just right, that would be crucial for the guys. Does start shooting now. They will have seen him. Does miss his shots, unfortunately. So no way for him to do anything. Unique knocked and finished off there as well. Ends up dying outside the play zone. Timothy still on the flank here. Will be able to come all the way around the back, but they have spotted him now. If you look at the way that Ramses and Jacob are looking, at least the way that they're directing their scopes right now. Ramses with the knock on to Might Shine. And there you have almost a knock, I was going to say, but Ramses winning that firefight in the end as well. So really good job once again by these guys. 4 kills for Ramses and 3 for Not. That's 2 teams taking it out, and 7 kills for Knocked by Play Zone. Komenik trying to see if you can connect some shots down towards the guys from Reflex Gaming. Not quite happening though. They will be moving as they need to go inside the next zone. Next zone will be the valley, I guess you should say, coming up here just south of LSR. So no compounds other than the one that you have Team Expert in, or Expert Gaming, I guess you should. Oh, it is Team Expert that you have them in already. Skargon somehow still alive, all by himself, somewhat separated from his teammates that are. I don't even. Where are his teammates? They're way up here. They got flanked off apparently somehow. Azrael managed to get back to his teammates as they were looting up earlier. Does seem to have a nice loot for himself. Skargon knocked and finished off there, just as I was saying, all by himself. No way for him to do anything in that one. Chris trying to see if he can land some once in a lifetime car shots onto the X-Impel. Just cruising his motorbike over towards his teammates from M19. Poker shooting once and now taking fire from 3 different directions. That's the danger of letting people know where you are, even if you have a clear shot onto someone else. Example now, in a fight, with the guys from team number 16. Will take the car. Try to relocate. Nope. Will sorry. Will not relocate. We'll actually be playing it safe up here, and instead Zone will be pushing. Actually, Zone is pushing in as we speak. Guys from team number 7, second place team from last game, trying to make their way around the corner here. Does have his help, his teammates to help him, and they will be pushing around the ridge down here. No reason for them to take up fights right now. They need to get inside the zone. These zones are starting to hurt. Checkers playing as if they know that team number 10 is behind them, and so many fights going on at the same time up here as well. Team X were getting the knock onto Kudo and Dominic. They will be finished off here as we speak. So 6 kills for their team as well. Chromax sitting one, getting 2 kills there. Here actually, no, just make that one. That was just a finish up. Sorry, I just got hyped for no reason. Sonics coming around the corner. Oh, nice nade thrown in there by elite player, living up to his name as team number 8 pushing over the top here. It's the M19. So many ridges there peeking. Ooh, really nice shot by Azrael. Nade's coming and they need to make a run for it. They need to get on the save. They do have the compound here, so their advantage. Not sure why they're not playing it from inside, but of course, if they would rather strategize around being outside. And I kind of like. Do you have still? Oh, that was further away. I thought that the Asterix was sitting in this house. I was gonna say he's real close and not to be spotted or seen by anyone. So a lot of solo players just playing it safe, trying to stay alive somehow in this game. Checkers proning, saying, I don't want to take part in any of this that's going on right now. Max somehow still alive. Skillis as well, doing everything he can to stay alive. Down here, they just have this very little ditch to work with. Not quite sure where they're going to go. Considering that we have 28 players alive, make that 27. Only one team is inside what could potentially be, if not the final, then the second to final zone of this one. Everyone needing to move over this ridge. It's just bare, it's open. You do have vehicles all over the place, but there are very few trees, and other than that, no ditches, no cover, no nothing. Normally in this map, when you have roads, you'll have ditches on either side of the map, so you can always kind of hide. But with this valley going through here, there's no mercy for the weak. And this is the question, do you push early and hopefully get a good spot with the fear of being seen by your enemies? Or do you wait and go in with the zone, knowing that you need to take on fights and move like that? I'm not quite sure what people are going to do, but in the meantime though, Mr. Jacob and their team in knockback place, I'm trying to see if they can get some shots. Rams is getting one more kill. That's 5 kills for him already in this game, and there's still 26 players alive. Make that 5 kills and a knock, that is. Might be able to be finished off by someone else as Team 7 is coming up around the corner. Team number 10 though, in the meantime, coming up, trying to force a fight with the guys from Knock by Play. So Falk trying to come around the corner. Do we both have Falk with a K and a C? That's why I got confused early on. So the second Falcon of this game, trying to see if he can make it better than the first one. Then missing a whole hell of a lot of shots onto Rams. This could potentially have been a knock there, but doesn't manage to connect the shots. Vicious might be able to be rest here, but you do have North throwing nades all over the place, so potentially not an option. They are still outside the zone. As the zone is moving in, we have got 4 teams over here. Make that 5 teams with Chromiax coming over the top of the hill that need to... does manage to see him there, just playing safe, but again, they all need to move over this valley. This is going to be extremely difficult for them. Playzone getting the best of Vicious. Falk getting the knock on the finish up actually onto Skyless. Again, Flex also a solo player. Ooh, might have both heard and seen one on the top of the hill. Does not spot the guys around him though. The zone is moving in. He needs to make a move. Barely any HP remaining. Look at the damage this zone does. Just inside, but gets finished out by Hazard1 right after. Israel somehow still alive as well. Still 3 players remaining on their team alive. 7 kills on their team total. They will be able to get these vehicles, but the question is, will they be able to get over on the other side as well? Imagine on the other side, ready to take them on from Luke Goblins. Blade Barrier as well over here. Only 1 kill on their team. I was going to say, didn't see a whole lot of action from their team earlier on this one. Rams is still doing a whole lot of damage. Team number 5, they're inside the zone. They're playing it safe. They have the ridge to their advantage. Or the top, I guess you should say, to their advantage. RMI, somehow, still alive. Sitting right next to his opponent down here. He must have heard the shots now, knowing that something is going on down here. He knows, wait, that's not one of my teammates. I need to see what's going on, and he will be doing just that. And there you go. No, actually doesn't get the kill. Nesquik is the one to finish him off there, but does manage to see him down the hill, and really good for them. So, but unfortunately for these guys, Zone will be benefiting knocked by play zone, and somehow THC is keeping the Millennium Hope alive in this game. Has been able to avoid all confrontations since the very early parts, or early minutes, I guess you should say, of this first one as well. Nasadrik, Sasatsik, I'm sorry guys, these names. Sasatsik somehow still alive as well, just doing everything he can not to be seen. Rather play it safe and play for position, and then maybe somehow ending up in a 1v1 or 1v2 late game and pull this one off. I mean, if you want to do it on a map, this is the map to do it. There's so many ridges, so many places you can hide. Even if you're, I mean, even if you have a late game in a field, you can hide behind ridges. This map is so leveled, I guess you should say cooped. I'm not still not quite sure if that's the right name, but there's so many different levels on this map. As you just see right here, Team 11 making a run down the hill here, might actually be running in to THC. Don't know if he noticed them down there. We'll have to move even further inside the zone. Only a level 1 helmet and a level 1 vest for THC, as the guys from Loot Goblins will be coming over the ridge any moment now. Looks like Danix and the guys that don't even seem their focus is in the other direction. They're thinking that they don't have anyone in their back, and none of them are looking backwards. So these guys firing at each other could potentially be the saving for the. Ooh, does see him there? Doesn't decide to snoot. Wise playing by him. A lot of help coming in there for him from the guys over the other side. Just securing himself the finish off there. THC, ooh, just bouncing in and outside the zone. Blade. Just in the other side of the ridge. Nate's coming in, forced to push, but taken out there. So THC taking out the 4th team in the game. Really good job actually making it to the 4th place in this one, considering how horrendous their early game situation was with losing all those guys early in the fight. Ooh, nice shot from Danix with his mini, finishing him off there, showing that the mini is not nerfed to inusability. But now 2 teams remaining. I was gonna say 4v4, but make that a 4v3. One guy knocked and finished off. Once again, Danix showing the showing people out there on Twitter and stuff that the mini is still a good weapon. Just because it had a little nerf doesn't mean it's not useful. So 4v3, Zone is gonna be pushing in just well, just 1 or 2 seconds. Nope, don't shoot towards corpses, not gonna help you. And the Zone is gonna favor Danix and those guys, so no real reason for them to push any further. Jacob is somewhat close. Actually, it's gonna be pushing all the way up to the edge of the zone here by himself. I don't know if he had any other choice. I'm not sure he would have been able to get back to his teammates, but he is going to be pushing up over the top of the hill. The question is, did Mr. Jacob, well, I guess as you said, did has a one spot Jacob down here? I know that he is, as far as I'm concerned, he's the end game leader for their team, so might be able to get some calls from his teammates as far as where the opponents are. Could get a really good flank coming up over the corner right here, but once again, question is, does manage to catch him with a nade in his hand. Oh, doesn't spot him in the end though. Seeing the smoke coming over the hill, but doesn't decide to continue the peek around the corner. Just playing it real safe down here. Rather wait for them to push in. They're going to be pushing in just about 10 or 11 seconds. Hasa getting the knock onto Ramses. He needs to do something. It's a 3v3. At least for now. Getting there. He got the first knock onto Hasa. Might be able to get the second one as well. Gets the second knock as well, Mr. Jacob. 2 guys down. So in a 3v1, getting the final kill as well. It's going to be North taking that one down. But really good job. And look at this guy. 19 kills from knocked by play zone. Holy moly, that was insane. Blessed by RNG. We saw him coming in second last game. Did manage to get second here as well. Really good job by them. Also 14 kills. So 19 and 14 kills make that math. Come on, Toby. What are we at? 19 plus 14. I'm so bad at this. Is that 33? Yeah, it's 33. 33 kills for 2 teams, considering the fact that what do we have, 80-ish players on the team, depending on disconnects and stuff, and 30 of those. So make sure to follow the channel, and you'll be notified when I'm going live with that. Other than that, I will just take a short break, and yeah, I'll say thanks for today, guys. So my name is Toby,